Let's talk about Jack Dorsey and CNN. This is from The Hill. Jack Dorsey says he saw CNN try to create conflict in Ferguson.
Tim, you were in Ferguson.
Yeah, and I would say I believe Jack Dorsey is right. Now, can I say I witnessed whatever it is he saw? No.
Okay.
What I can say is CNN was there on the ground, and I would describe it as problematic.
And it was Jake Tapper, right?
Oh, everyone was there.
Oh, wow.
There was that. Who's that portly woman in the pink dress?
Yamich. Oh no, she's not with CNN. My bad. I don't
No,
remember.
no, she's I can't remember her name, but she's like standing on the street, and then the gunshots start ringing out, and she goes, "Oh, oh, 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 oh," and it's like, "What are you doing? Move! People are shooting guns." But no, Don Lemon reported there was no tear gas while I was getting tear gassed. So I'm just like, if Jack Dorsey were to tell me that, I'd be like, yeah, because when the big news crews came down to West Florissant, I heard one journalist say something. He was talking to someone, and then the part of the conversation I heard was, "Well, I'm just here for networking. It's a great opportunity," or something like that.
Wow.
Because I think Anderson Cooper was there at some point. I'm not sure, but if Jack Dorsey says he saw that, I'd be like, that's about in line with the BS I saw them doing, like crappy reporting, no security, just flailing all over the place, getting things wrong, and I would not be surprised if they were trying to egg things on. Because I've also seen in other instances of protests, news crews ask protesters to pose for them.
That's essentially what he's saying. But then instead of do they have the actual phrasing up there? Because I think what he was saying is something about like they asked them to pose. I watched them try to create conflict and filming it, causing the protesters to chant FCNN. So it seems like and this is the way I'm reading it because it's worded kind of weirdly. But it sounds like he's saying they were trying to pose the protesters, and instead the protesters turned on CNN.
And this was all in reference to Brian Stelter said, Tucker Carlson is always selling the same thing, in reference to an analytical piece in the Washington Post that said Fox News was selling doubt. Dorsey responded, "And you are all selling hope." And then people were like, he's selling the truth. Jack went off. Like,
yeah, he's
well,
lit
Tim,
up.
you've spent, and I've been meaning to pick your brain about this. You've spent obviously several hours with Mr. Dorsey on a famous interview / debate.
you saw that viral video?
I sent you that this morning, where Tim asks Vijaya of the safety and trust team on Twitter, would Twitter allow someone to spread what's considered misinformation about vaccines?
No. I said, would you? So I could be wrong, but I think it was, would you allow someone to share information about vaccines that could be wrong and maybe get someone hurt?
Right.
And they said that's not a violation of our rules.
She said that's not a violation of our rules. Did not age well.
2019.
That was years ago.
But point being that you spent all that time with her and Jack Dorsey. So what is your take on this? People are calling it the Dorsey redemption arc. But
Well, I've been calling it that.
what do you think? What do you think?
Couple things. Maybe Jack said a whole bunch of really great things when I went there and met with him the first.
He did.
He was telling me before the show, he was like, "I want decentralized, immutable social media on the blockchain." And I said, "Whoa, that's beyond what I'm even talking about, dude. I'm just saying don't ban people for saying naughty words. You're saying like everything you ever post will be forever." And I'm like,
you started shaming him. You're like, there needs to be more regulation on Twitter, Jack.
yeah, I was like, wow, I'm on the other side of that one. I was like,
Get out of here, Murray Rothbard.
Yeah, I think people should be allowed to remove it. It shouldn't be permanent. But afterwards, we talked about path to redemption. Never happened. And after a little while, I was like, all of these things that Jack keeps talking about, he never does. That he could do, he won't do. So I don't trust him. I don't believe him. He's the CEO. What's going on? If he really believed in it, he'd come out and be like, guys, here's why it can't be done. Here's what I'm struggling with. But he keeps things a secret. It could be that as CEO, he was tied up and couldn't make these moves. I wonder, he's a billionaire. At what point does he just be like, I don't need to be a billionaire, dude. I can be a 100 millionaire or a 10 millionaire, and I'm going to tell people the truth.
I think he's probably on an NDA or non-compete clause of some sort.
What's the worst case scenario?
They sue him to oblivion.
What does oblivion mean?
I don't know. Take all his net wealth away.
They can't take all of it away. He'll be rich
But
forever.
that's his point.
But why would he? I don't think he's ready to make that sacrifice. But I know what you mean. But I don't think he's going to go.
That's fine. That's
go
fine.
There.
Jack, it is my opinion that Jack, he tweeted out so much to be said that can't be said or something to that effect. Okay, then either he prefers to be really rich as opposed to help fix the problems, or he doesn't think telling the truth would actually do anything of value, so he won't say it anyway.